Oliver and Trisha.
Hey there, sir. Watching the stars tonight?
I am certainly. I am just thinking about how interesting the stars are from viewing them lying on the ground. You must be Trisha Tabitha, the new lady for Paul's advertisement apartment. I am Oliver Loughwell. I have been working with Paul for ages, since 2022.
I am certainly Trisha. Your colleagues are so lovely here, Oliver. This environment is nice around at the apartment. I live a few miles away from my working place. I haven't been giving an advert job role yet, but hopefully Paul Perkinson will let me try out showing my own public advert someday. Who knows?
How are you doing with Beth Bumblehug and the other ladies? Are they treating you fairly and kindly?
Beth, Sarah, Natasha and Henrietta made me feel very welcome to my first day working for Beth herself. I haven't seen you at the apartment before until this evening. How come you spend most of your time in your personal bedroom on the 6th floor?
Well, Trisha, the reason mostly is because not a lot of people at the apartment, including Daniel Dickinson, who is one of the colleagues I've met a few years ago, don't really talk to me very much. Peter Borking and Sarah Soft themselves did notice some time ago about how much of a bit of a loner I am at the apartment, comparing to Chia Howe, or Andy Alien, or even Hugh Jackson. I did had a crush some time ago on a previous colleague named Danielle Marypop. But unfortunately, I've left it far too late to ask her if she wanted to go on a date with me. I had a crush on her since January 2023. I do also have a sister named Olivia. We used to work together until I was mysteriously kidnapped back in late 2020. Paul did told me Olivia briefly worked at the apartment before she went on to another higher paying job elsewhere.
You are so fascinating, Oliver Loughwell. A sister, a colleague crush, and your time at the apartment before I joined in with the crew. I think you deserve some friendly attention. Does anyone ever give you any friendly attention?
To be honest with you, Trisha Tabitha, no. I was raised up with mostly posh and blunt people when I was younger. Even Olivia had to grow up mostly sensibly. It wasn't easy for me or Olivia to grow up in the 1980s. Our school was strict and abusive. Olivia got bullied pretty badly, and the same thing that goes for me. At one point, one of the bullies threatened mine and Olivia's home of arson if we didn't give him £200 of cash in hand on that day.
Oh no, that's awful. Tell me more about this story, Oliver.
Well, it wasn't the threatening that bothered me and my sister on that day. Something much, much worse happened.
Good afternoon, people. My name is Lewis. Today's episode is about news. It is, since the community news has been discontinued by, Kai and Karen, who destroyed the newsroom for some reason, I thought today's episode will be about news. My news today to you all, as of recently, so far, I got 11 Nintendo Switch collectibles, should have gone Specsavers. I got one PlayStation 5 game, and I got protectors to make sure, you said about protectors before. If you'd be so politely not to interrupt me, I'd be super grateful, thank you. What are you giving me that look for? But, as some of you may know, I mean to say, I got protectors for my games. I can show you what I got so far. Come with me. I have this collectible for a while, just to give you a quick notice. I think you've seen it before, but I can't remember. You remember seeing these? I apologise for my buttery fingers. That happens sometimes. Now, Here is my PlayStation 5 collectible that some of you may have seen before. And to prove it's in a nice protector, you can see it's close. If you look closely, sorry that you can't see it properly, I can show you. There we go. It's in a protector, and there's the seal for it. As you can even see, there is the PlayStation seal. This will be for good investment at some point. Sorry for the delay. I want to watch my cartoon! Stop distracting me! That voice is even more annoying than your usual voice, Lewis. Stop it. No, just say that in capital letters. Oh, Tom Riddle. And you're distracting me to try and put this back on. Shh. This is a library. Anyways. And here are my Nintendo Switch collectibles. Crash Bandicoot 4, WarioWare Move It, and the rest of them, because we can't spend too long looking at all of them, because some of you have already seen it anyway. And sorry for the pause. And I got other news to tell you on today's news broadcast, even though it's not official, but you know, I'm trying to do Lee Leeton a favour. Other news today on this unofficial news episode. Lewis Vlogs has turned its 5th anniversary. It has, as of this episode's airing. You can see a real difference, with me obviously. Compare episode 1.
Hello people, I just finished my day at college. The busy one I have. I had to sort out timetables. I got my sketchbook that you lot are going to see soon. This is what I mean about 4K, what I was talking about the 4K Plus the other day ago. This one's an interactive one. There might be some new Toy Story 4 merchandises over time. The DVD will be coming in October a bit later on.
To the recent episode you've seen last time on the show. Hello there. How you been? I've been okay, thanks. I've been waiting for Queenie Beth to come back to me for some time about the mystery of the mysterious girl that I keep hearing and believing in seeing it. This is just a natural episode where I tell you what's new from me and I tell you things about myself that you might not know before. Don't start being doom and gloom and grey and rain now. We've only just started. Yeah, you started about 5 minutes ago because of the scene of the apartment. Alright, clever clogs. Why are you going off in a tangent for? Why are you going... What? My favourite character in Lewis Vlogs, well, basically, I'm the creator, like, you've seen all of this, you have, but if I had to choose the one I really like the most, and yes, I've seen Lewis Vlogs on repeats, yeah, this show's really popular if you ask me. I recommend it. If you want original entertainment, originality, well, I've got more than one favourite to be honest with you. I like Daniel Dickinson for his old-fashioned characteristics in the military boot camp. Chiehao Chignold from how he went from being a bit of a cocky collie to being Matilda's boyfriend. I like Matilda Perkinson herself because of her nature and her interesting appearance and she was even inspired by a total drama character if you didn't know that. If I had to pick a top 5, it would be Daniel, Chiehao, Matilda. Who else would I choose? We'll come back to that because, like I said, we can't spend a long time on one news. We have to be very restrict, like on the proper news. And then some facts information. You know, Lewis, the news doesn't go, and have pauses. Well, I've told you, this is not an official news episode. This is just something I can help out for Lee Leeton, like I said a minute ago. Interesting facts about Lewis Vlogs. The third season was originally going to have 30 episodes, but it was cut down to 20. There was originally meant to be a Halloween episode in 2021. Matilda was originally supposed to return in the fourth season, but most of you may know by now she didn't because of a voice of change on a website. Because Matilda has to go to Australia for that emergency replacement, she was mostly absent in the fourth season, but she got mentioned frequently. And the fourth season, there was originally supposed to be a Christmas episode, but because of a problem, that didn't happen. But the 79th episode aired on Christmas Eve, so the viewers got something than nothing. And yeah, happy 5th anniversary to Lewis Vlogs, comparing from 2019 to about now, 2024. Keep up the good work. What are you giving me that look for? I'm so confused I am, Lewis. What? But at the same time, what is normal in life, hey? So, if you're interested in buying those Funko Pops as of this year, there it is all for you. Official Funko Pops of 2024 you can buy at many retailers and online stores. Now, on to our last news for today. It's a fact news now. Sorry for repeating myself. Should have gone to Super Spec Savers. And don't tell me to hit it harder before you start. I'm watching you, and don't be doom and gloom and grey and rain. And don't say you said that over 100 times, it's annoying. I know what you like. But anyway, my favourite characters of My Hero Academia. Here is my 5 favourite characters of My Hero Academia. They're all detailed on these information, and I'll read it to you and say why they're my favourite characters, who do I prefer more. So here is the list. Here is my 5 favourite characters from the show. Deku Midoriya. Why is he one of my top 5 favourites? Because he's a chosen one character type who was born without quirks, but develops his own throughout the anime series. He has also got 2 close friends, Okacho and Tenya. My favourite moment of Deku is battling with Shoto Todoroki in Series 2. I really like Deku Midoriya. He's someone who's like this chosen one character type that won't give up on trying to be the ultimate hero in My Hero Academia. Okacho Uraraka. Why is she one of my favourites? She has a really nice, bubbly and interesting personality. She's confident, sociable, and very open to her classmates and best friends. My favourite moment of Okacho is her and Tenya checking on Deku in Shio's surgery. It really shows that Deku, Tenya and herself stick together when one of them struggles more than the others. She's really someone who looks out for other people more than herself. And there's even a moment in Series 2 that she has a breakdown because, well, you'll have to watch the series yourself to find out. 10-year Ida, why is he one of my favourites? He has this leadership role model tied to his classmates. He also has a vulnerability side when his brother died from Stain. Stain is one of the villains in My Hero Academia. Despite he has a very serious personalities, he does show care to others and the classmates, and he acts very loyal to UA High School, to the teachers and properties. There are that many moments of Tenya I really like that I just couldn't decide which one is my favourite up to Series 3. I really like Tenya. He's like a top 3 favourite of mine. I don't exactly have like a top 5 list of my favourite My Hero Academia characters, but these are my 5 favourites that I like from the show. Kazuki Bakugo. Why is he one of my favourites? He has this anti-hero serious persona that he isn't a typical bully where he won't just pick on someone in his own class. He's his very own, like, lone wolf character, like. But he's very sociable. He's not like he never says anything to his classmates. But he's not very approachable either, where he won't just go, "Hi, how are you doing? My name's Kazuki. I'm doing fine, thanks." He doesn't have that character type. Deku especially, because of his quirks and his own powers he develops throughout the anime, he gets more irritated as the anime goes on. Kazuki does. My favourite moment of Bakugo is the moments that if someone says something to him or judges him, he just gets that angry that he overreacts. It's not like, I think he rarely attacks someone if they just say something to him. He rarely uses his quirks or powers. He just overreacts. So I think he does have anger issues, but he does know how to mostly control them at least. And of course, his speech from the sports festival. "I just want to say, I'm gonna win." Really encouraging and really confidently and very advisable from Kazuki Bakugo. All Might. Why is he one of my favourites? He has 2 sides to him. One powerful side, as you can see on the bottom left, that's his ultimate hero looks. But he also has a weakness side where I won't tell you much about it, but he does have like a less confident side of himself, but he does have an inside personality where he thinks deeply and he's not depressed, but I would say he's less positive with his other side with himself. I like how he's a brilliant mentor for Deku, as he's pretty much the one who got Deku into UA High School, so thanks to him, Deku would have never made it, especially that he hasn't got any quirks in himself. My favourite moment of All Might is when he hugs all the winners of the sports festival. I won't tell you who are the winners of the sports festival, but it's part of an arc in Series 2 of My Hero Academia. So those are my 5 favourite My Hero Academia characters. Deku, Okacho, Tenya, Bakugo, and All Might.
Hey Matilda and Chia Hao. Have either of you seen Oliver Loughwell anywhere? I haven't seen him at the apartment since last night.
I'm assuming he probably went out to get some fresh air. He has told me earlier this morning about how you and him are getting along very well last night. Oliver even told me that you kinda remind him of Danielle Marypop. He fancies dating women like you.
You really like Oliver Loughwell, Trisha. He's a very sensible man with a clever mindset of life. You could be the one, depending if you have feelings for Oliver yourself.
Ooh la la. Since I got the rest of today off as I done my work in the computer room, I might spend more time with Oliver by the time he comes back. Nobody has ever fancied me before. I'm delighted.
Time for a sandwich and a cup of tea, I reckon.
Hello, Oliver.
Hello, Trisha. Was your day busy in the computer room? My day has been fairly busy. I took some photos of birds and insects in the woodlands.
I had a busy day in the computer room as I'm currently working on my first advert for Paul Perkinson. Somebody told me that you fancy women similar to me. And do you know what?
What's the then, Trisha?
You're the first person in my lifetime that has ever fancied me. Not a single man or bloke has ever said that to me.
That's very fascinating to know, Trisha Tabitha. The reason why I fancy women like you is because since I watched Jurassic World Dominion in 2022, Kayla Watts gave me swoony feelings for women similar to her. Alison Hammond, you might have seen on ITV, also has a bubbly personality. The more women I see similar to Kayla and Alison, the more attraction I have my feelings towards similar women like Danielle Marypop, and even Matilda Perkinson. But Chia Hao Chicknug has already a relationship with Matilda. Me and Matilda are more just friends only.
I feel very respected and valued because you're so interested in dating women who has a beautiful appearance and personality. I have rarely ever met a man like you. Most of my bullies were males in my high school. Mostly because they were picking on my weight when I was a teenager. But the more I love myself, the rarer the bullying proceed on as the male bullies started to take on each other and another of themselves. Karma taught him a lesson. So, Oliver.
Yes, Trisha, what you're thinking?
I was wondering if you would like to go out with me someday.
Nobody has ever asked me if I want to go out with someone at night. I would love to go out. I'll buy us a nice drink and I might even take you to the cinemas if you fancy that.
Looks like another relationship is just beginning, Chia Hao.
I definitely agree with you there, Matilda. Them two looks like their relationship could become a wedding day.
Thank you ever so much for a very nice night out, Oliver Loughwell. It's a shame there's no room in the apartment for me to move in. You'll need to get Paul Perkinson to create an extension so I can move into my own room. But who knows?
An extension is going to be very expensive and complicated to happen, Trisha. But I'm glad that you enjoyed your night out with me. We definitely need to do it again someday.
Someday, very soon indeed. I now must go home as I got a busy day with Beth Bumblehug in the comfort room tomorrow morning. So I might see you around if me and you are lucky enough.
And I need to go to bed very soon as I got a presentation to show to Matilda Perkinson in the morning of my recent advert. Good luck with your work tomorrow, Trisha, and I might likely see you tomorrow in the apartment.
Love you.
Wow, she kissed me.